Welcome back, everybody. Whoa, spin. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment in the Junkview series. What do we love? Junk. Why do we love it? Because it's cheap. And while I have espoused the philosophy that cheaper does not always mean better, in fact, more often than not, it doesn't. But hey, it's still cheap. And sometimes, every once in a while, where are you at? Every once in a while, there's a gem out there. There's the Mixed Racing Fusk, the fake Tusk. Are they good? Man, they're real good. They're real good. And they're like $25. Injora Pro Comps, very good. So we've got to separate the wheat from the chaff, and that's what we're doing here. And I realized that I've been sitting on a missed opportunity. There are a great number of tires out there, Amazon and AliExpress, the Super Swamper Rocks Tyre, as it says on the side. They just love to throw this on things. Sometimes rocks is a $. Most often it says TYRE. Sometimes the S in Swamper is a $. We've seen the $sign speed around. And to me, at least to me, the original, the OG Super Swamper Rocks Tyre is the fake Hyrax. It is the one that is ubiquitous. They are all over Amazon and AliExpress alike. And this one unique in that it doesn't say anything on the sidewalls. This is the tried and true fake Hyrax. I can't even remember who this one is by. What I can remember is that this is a spur of the moment Black Friday purchase. The backstory. The very first set of rock crawler tires that I bought when I bought my first crawler was a set of these fake, because it was that combo where they come with the alloy bead locks, and they were usually around $45 or so, and you think, oh, great deal. And then you find out that these are separated into two categories, the tire itself. They are either here for a good time and not for a long time, in which you will see physical, visible wear on them after one battery pack, or... well, these in the hand, these feel okay. The compound is definitely not sticky. The carcass is thick, 2.5 millimeters thick across the top. Then not only that, we are ribbed and belted. So more of a high-speed tire, perhaps. Maybe if you're going to do a little bouncy bashy. But we're not using them for bouncy bashy. We're using them to see if they can crawl rocks. And my expectations are suitably tempered. And let me tell you why. They smell rubbery, but a little off. And generally that little bit off is better than not smelling off. If they just smell like a bike tire, they tend to grip like a bike tire, and it doesn't really translate to the small scales. But because of the thickness of that carcass, they feel pretty stiff. And stiff to the point where 3 are already mounted. This is a rear. I saved the rear. It's a beautiful day. They're non-directional. They don't have any print on them. Even just getting the insert into this, because the carcass is so thick. Yeah. I had a sweatshirt on because it's cool in here. It's cool in here. Don't try to mount these with a sweatshirt on, because it is labor. You're never going to pop a bead on one of these, because despite the fact that there's nothing exotic to the compound at all. Oh, rewind back. The included foams. Here is the included foam that, through great effort and moving very slowly, I managed to extricate it from the tire in one piece. The rest were not so lucky. Most came out like this. Some of the foam is just frangible. Like, you would... And the foam is so hard, and then this doesn't want to deflect. Yeah, this is not to the level of RC four-wheel drive firmosity, but I would call this foam a hard. It's not, we could go as forgiving as a medium hard, but these are hard. And with how thick this carcass is, and how unwilling to bend that carcass is, you're going to get nothing. If you if you try to run these with the foams that came with them, you're going to get nothing. Did I mention? Yes, Black Friday, $11. So $11 for a set harkens back to the... Are they on the rack? Yes. The Fake Approach. That's another one that did exceptionally well. These were $12 at the time. Sold out almost immediately and have never been seen again, as if never was. So these, I had just spoken aloud that these, in terms of mountability, if I were generous, I would give them a 3 out of 10. The lip is, look at the thickness. The lip is so thick that, despite the fact that this compound being as far from removed from exotic as we could get, these are bubble juice required because, honestly, to me, it feels like the hole that this goes into is like 1.8. Maybe small, maybe 1 3/4, because now, I'm hoping, just for the sake of brevity, that this one proves me wrong and it just falls together. But one of these took 5 minutes to get the rim into it, and no, this is going to be like that one. It's like the hole is too small, and if you're thinking it, chuckle quietly to yourself. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I didn't have to fight that one nearly as hard as I did wheel number 2. Wheel number 2 was the one that tried to physically kill me with its mountability. So we've got a very firm carcass that came paired with an extremely firm foam. But I saw them, and I saw the Black Friday price, and I thought, I have not looked them up to see what they cost now. But no matter what you do, no matter how these perform, if you intended to use these on a bouncer or something, don't pay more than $20 for these, regardless. Oh, that battery's about dead. I can tell you from the bench, before we've gone any further, that you can indeed do better for maybe $5 more, and in some cases, $5 less. But there they are. Oh, we're gonna try to do the things. I've only done like 40 of these of Junkviews, so you would think that I would have the format down. I don't. 120. That is 475 and 47. That is. We could go through a laundry list of tires here that are 120 by 47. It's anything from J Concepts, pretty much, that's in the class 2. Landmines, Tusks, Scorpios, they're all pretty much the same size. Most of the stuff from Proline is going to be around. The 120 by 47 that is as middle of the road as we can get. Baseline is looking the part today, and he is ready to do his job. This is the perfect size tire for him. He loves himself a good... Oh, man. That's a front. That's a rear. That's a front. Let's try to start the test by mounting the tires on the correct ends of the vehicle. To those unaware, these tires are fitted with Canyon Customs, as we call them, inserts, which the rear is the inner from an Amazon 2-stage, a foam that looks like, bear with me, looks like this. The first thing we do is we take these white things and we throw them away. We just want this part. So the rear has a medium hair bun, which looks, I conspicuously have one along the side, looks like that. And the front has 2 layers of reticulated polyethylene, which looks like this, aka fridge foam. It doesn't care what temperature it is. It doesn't care if it's raining. It doesn't care about anything. RPF just works. Coincidentally, it's designed to keep your fruits and veggies fresh longer in the fridge and you can only buy it in a 4-pack. There will be a link below. And you can take a couple pieces of it and cut it up and make inserts out of it. And then you can put the rest in your refrigerator. And then no one will be able to yell at you for spending more money on RC crap. It's fun how that works out. So the front is what we call a Canyon Soft, 2 wraps of the polyethylene inside the tire. And the rear is what we call a Canyon Medium, which is just a hair bun, dual stage bun. And that is pretty much the go-to. If your rig is particularly light or does not transfer a ton of weight to the rear tires, you can get away with softs all the way around. But baseline, as he is essentially a stock Enduro SE, does transfer a good bit of weight. He's not mounting a bunch of anti-squat in him. So when he transfers weight to the back, this guy could, honestly, we could probably get away with softs all the way around because the carcass is so firm. But this is the test protocol. Softs in the front, mediums in the rear. And we'll know if there's excessive hop or chatter coming out of the back end. And we won't find that out until we're outside on rocks finding out. So there they are, the ubiquitous original, in my mind, Super Swamper Rocks Tyre, the fake Hyrax. The compound is nothing special. The tread is okay. We're going to run it through the whole deal, and we're going to see, I mean, how do they hold up? I have little to no actual recollection of how they performed. It was several years ago since I've driven these, and these are the cheapest ones I could find. So how is the cheapest Amazon tire gonna do? Slick Rock is gonna tell us like that. This might all be academic from there on, but the only way to get that result is to go over, it's right about there, right about that. Welcome back to the outdoors, and welcome to the loud clanging of machinery. Helicopters, airplanes. This is a proper canyon day, but it is delightfully overcast for now, and I will take it. I have nothing to report about the fake Hyrax on the drive back. They're very dark because they're not all dirty yet. As is tradition here, the first hit tells us everything. We use 2 scoring formats here, Junkview scoring and Quickview scoring, because a tire that is more expensive is graded more harshly, basically. If you can clean the first hit, there's a little gentleman right there, the kidney bean, and then you've got this little wall to step over. If a tire can clear that kidney bean and clear that wall, it's Quickview scoring because you've done the thing. If you don't do the thing, you get to be Junkview scored. And honestly, as I said, from the hardness of the carcass, whenever you see backslide, and we are seeing more than a fair amount of it. Yes. Oh, come on. All right, all right. We're gonna do a little burn in here. Wide open. A little more. Got to trying to get a little bit of heat in there. A little bit of feather on the edges. All right. Yeah. Ordinarily, you might see, like I can see right there, if you squint, there's a tiny little bit of a color change there, which means we took a little rubber off. And see? Get them tuned in a little. This is a Junkview tire. We saw a lot of skating, secondary, not a chance. But we'll test the shuttle. The further a rig can stay to the right on the fitted tire, oh. As I mentioned about the little wall at the top. Okay, bring it down. Yeah, these do not respond very well to to low throttle input. See if we can pull it, see if we can swing the rear over without a rollout. Yeah, it is what it is. I thought from the unpackaging, I thought to myself, this is a tire certainly better suited to higher velocities, shall we say. I think with this insert, we're getting at least into the neighborhood of as good as we're gonna get with these. What do we got? Not nearly as much shudder judder as I would have anticipated. I think because the more shudder is reliant on a bit more grip. So I am doing mental math here. What am I computing for the average score here at Slick Rock? I'll let you know at the next one. It's a 7.7 in Slick Rock. Yeah, like I said, anytime you see just sliding, if we're sliding backwards at all. Okay. Okay. All right, now, I didn't see anything to indicate to me that we would have an amount of forward drive sufficient to get through right here. We'll burn it. Yeah. I don't think it's anything particular to the pattern. I think it's everything particular to the compound that these want like a past mid throttle. Like 60-70% throttle is where we start to see something. Like right here. Yeah. If you drive to the tire, if you put a bunch of speed into it, it's not bad. It's not bad. Let me try straight gut shot here, and we'll give it. We'll do it with speed. Problem with speed is when it gets rowdy, you don't get to tell it what to do. Like we have almost enough. Give it. But you see, it's mostly just we're banging around with throttle. We can get there, but you know, it's not positive points for being able to work at high throttle. I don't consider that a net win there. That's basically points off. So here what we see, what we want to see at the Quailin, the side hill, the chamber of grip and slip, is we want to see the tire not, like too much grip can be bad because low side tire will over grip, not deform. And that will cause you to fall off. These are acting firm and strangely, well, I don't know if we should go so far as to say strangely. I would say 100% related to the thickness and the durometer reading, how firm the actual rubber is. I can't really tell the difference between the softs in the front and the mediums in the rear. Usually I can tell a little difference in traction profile. We're definitely getting the slip. Oh, come on. No, turn in. Stay at it. Oh, yeah, look at this. All right. This guy ain't going to be sevens all day. Oh, man, I left the sheet way over there. Did I say what it was at Daphne's. I'm going to give it a 7.7 again. But here at the side hill, honestly, that was really good. That pull through at Yella's, that's usually worth a couple extra tenths there. I want to see if this entry here, was that me or was that this? Okay, a little better on entry there. Good slip there in the middle. Now, yeah, okay. So I had to think. I had to think and I had a thought. I thought I knew where we were going to go, and I think where we've landed. 7.7 at Daphne's. I'm going to go 8.3 here at the side hill. Here, the Beast is something for forward drive is paramount. And I think we could sit in nearly that configuration for the better part of the afternoon. Maybe they're chilling down. It's mid-50s right now. Get them warmed up a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Now we're getting a little hop. I'm willing to say, you know, we've done a couple sessions of grind them up, and I'm gonna say that we're gonna I can't make it. We're gonna see some feathering on these tires by the time it is done. I will also say that for whatever reason, his turning circle is a little wider on these. Yeah, I think the Canyon custom insert is kind of reliant on compliance at the tire shoulder. Where the carcass meets the sidewall, we need some deflection to the tire, and these tires don't really have any deflection there. So the tire is not conforming, despite the fact that, particularly with the rear inserts, there's nothing really filling out the carcass. I'm making a circular motion with my finger. There's nothing filling out that portion of the carcass, so we should be getting good deflection there, and this tire is not really deflecting at all. So we would get to this point, and much like at the other side of the Attack of the Beast, we could just sit here all day. So, now I will say, in what we have seen so far, the bump, despite this tire being fully non-directional and having no real chevron to it at all, it bumps pretty straight so far. I'm going to go right in between the other two. This tire is going to, I feel like, I'm not trying to self-fulfill my own prophecy, but I feel like this tire is going to do a lot of 7.7s, and we saw an 8.3 and a 7.7. I'm going to go right in the middle. 8.0 at the Beast, I think is about right on. Now, I think we've got a pretty good side lug. So I think we have a tire that has the ability to pick up a couple points here at Oblivion and at Daphne's Third. That was really nice. That was really nice. How's the pivot? Nope. How's the pivot? Nope. Now you see that little, I don't know, plateau at the very top. Most oft, a tire will get a front edge on that. It kind of comes to a point, and it will get an edge of the tire on that, if we can even get up there, we go, and it will push you to the right. But this guy is like, nah brah. It just goes to the other side. We don't have enough traction at low speed. Yeah, that's all right. That was okay. Descending well. In my mind, with the inserts that are in there, we're giving them pretty much their best chance. Could it get away with something softer? Maybe, but I'm thinking we're looking at the potential for like a wholesale collapse, really, where the tire just doesn't forward drive at all. If that had done anything at all, I was prepared to give a couple more tens. See, the inability, that's not a hung pumpkin, that's just That's just that passenger rear not able to pull over. It's just, they're too thick. Right here. Yeah, definition of insanity. All right. If you want to talk about splitting the hairs as fine as you possibly can, I'm going to give it a 7.9 right there. And that is in Junkview scoring. In Quickview scoring, you wouldn't want to look at that with your eyes. Here at Daphne's, at Dead Limit proper, we test 3 aspects. First of which is hard side Daphne's right there. That's, honestly, that was the best I've seen them do anything. We test for non-flukiness. And I think, honestly, that particular maneuver right there, oh, look at the hang, is kind of best suited to this hard carcass because you have to get the tire up over, let's see if I can point it out. Where the hell is the lens? Over that right there. You get your tire over that, and then the sidewalls will pulls you over. And these are so firm that it was like, okay. Now this side relies more on compliance. So we're not, there it is. I was gonna say we're not transferring and dropping out, but we are. I don't think it's gonna pass this side at all. Oh, prove me wrong. Do it. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen at all. Come over here for some bumps. This tire also loves this particular section at the feet of Dead Limit. This is the definition of loose over hard. We've got a pretty high clay content to the soil, so when it gets chopped up, we get this very loose upper layer, and then underneath, it's as hard as pavement. If you don't wet it and you try to dig through it, it's like trying to dig through a sidewalk. So this is loose over hard, and these tires seem to love loose over hard. I can genuinely see these tires put into use like on something reasonably fast. Bouncing, rock racing, these might be excellent. I don't know if anyone bounces or rock races on 1.9s or if it's something more exclusive to 2.2s. But yeah, see, we don't have the raw, the closer you get to the Dead Limit sign, the easier it is to pull this line right here. See, give it a little angle and we're right up. But if we crab walk over, just you may have just picked yourself up an extra 1/10 or 2 there. A little not too out of shape. Whoa. Yeah, we get a bit of the kick. If we come in really late on the throttle, we can get a pretty good kick. But there's the slide. Yeah, it's a lot of backslide. So it's picking up points and it's giving back points. I can't hack on the performance Daphne's third. I'd give that an 8.6. In bump, I'm going to go 8.3 on the bump. That 8.6 is generous. That is the most generous score I put out. But every tire has got something that it's reasonably good at. These happen to be fairly good at putting weight on that sidewall because it's so firm. Yeah, we're going to have no problem flopping these. Steer to the sky, hit a reverse. We did a little dance. Danced out of frame a little bit. See if I can flop it earlier. There we are. Or I could just center the frame. We'll give it another shot, Reverto. It's not super elegant, but with the non-directional nature of the tread, Yeah, it takes getting the whip. It's got to be just right. I can't write it down. I want to give it a pretty poor score on self-right. I feel like I need to set some sort of minimum score. Like, it can self-right. Like, if we have no ability to self-right, you're going to get the minimum score. But there has to be some sort of minimum acceptable score for it can self-right. It's just not very good at it. And that's what this is. Let us set it here and hope that we remember it in the future. We will say that if you can't self-right at all, you get a 7.0. And if you can self-right, but you're not very good at it, you're going to get a 7.5. And that's what that is. It can self-right. It's just that this is a situation that is nearly optimal for it. And these tires are not very good at it. So we have a superficial surface transfer. How do we dig through soft dirt? And then we got wet. And then we know a thing. Welcome, as always, to the Palace of Leafy Goodness. Oh. Just dig, bro. Just dig. Yeah, that lug size. There's no float to these. Oh, these are bad. These are bad at this. Okay, we get out, like, you can see the differential in color there, where the tan meets the brown. The tan has got a lot more hard set, and at that, we can cut through it. This is a tire that basically, it just wants the surface that it's driving on to be hard, but not rock hard. Bouncy? Bouncer? Rock racing? I don't know, is 1.9 rock racing a thing? If it is, I think these could do it. But in terms of the very loose, no, this guy's an unruly dog. It's just gonna dig holes all over your yard. Like these, I'm genuinely amazed at how quickly these will just carve a hole into the ground. They did. Man, do these dig. We'll give it one wrap around here. Yeah. If the conditions are just right, and this is a tire that is sold explicitly as a rock crawling tire, and I don't think it is. I think this would be pretty good on, like, what is to my immediate left. Like, this tire would, I think, excel out there. So, if that's what you do, $11. Oh, we still have to see it wet. So all that remains is to give one more dry hit to see if he can help his score. And then see it on the wet. And a tire that gets a 7.7 on dry is not going to be spectacular on wet. At least we've never seen that happen in the past. And no, these have made no positive change since I did this before. I did have to trudge over to the garden shed and get the leaf blower because I was not in the mood to make a wet, mulchy mess of all the leaves on there. I don't think the amount of water on here is going to mean a whole lot because could be a 5. We might see the rare 5. We'll dial it back just a little bit. There we go. So, you can just set the radio down. You can walk away. You can go make yourself a soft-boiled egg, a cup of tea, whatever you like to do. When you came back, this would still be doing this. Let's just blast it. That's wide open. And you see, we're getting like a tiny little bit, we get a little stutter forward, and then it's just right back. So now that we've applied, and then the little drop back. Now that we've applied some cutting fluid to the tires, yeah, this is not a rock crawling tire. Don't buy these to crawl rocks. If you are dedicated, let's get right here, just to prove that it's not a single angle that will allow you to sit and spin. If you are a trail guy, if you trail, put some just XL hair buns in these and go ham. Go get in the creek. I was wrong. The compound of these is definitely firmer than the Super Swamper Rocks Tyre, the ubiquitous Hyrax knockoff, because these show no visible sign of wear. I think you could put miles on these. If 10th scale rock racing or bouncing is a thing, these are there, $11. And I don't think that these tires are insert dependent in any way. For while I can't say it with any degree of certainty, I don't think that if these had been run on the stock foams, I don't think they would have been that much different. The carcass is so firm that this is a tire that can definitely get away with just a hair bun. Hair buns don't side hill at all, but I don't think this is a tire that you would be utilizing in something that is side hilling. So for rock crawling, no. Wet rock, we have to give that what we give that, which is the big number 5. We add that to the previous scores. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And that gives us an aggregate average. Well, that gives us an, well, okay. I got to phrase this one of two ways. I got to pick one in my head before it comes out of my word hole. The total of the 10 aspects added together is 76.3, giving us an aggregate average of 7.63. And based on the 7.7, 7.5, 7.3s that we got on there, I am 100% behind a 76.3. That came out where I kind of thought it was going to once we saw the Slick Rock episode. And that score is bumped a little bit by its side hill ability, which let's not mince it. That's mostly insert. The insert really helped there. And the 8.6 at Daphne's third, and I think most of that maneuverability is because they're so firm. If I had something trophy truckish, off-road deserty truckish, I think these would work. Like if you're building, if you're turning your 4-wheel drive into a 2-wheel drive and putting that twin I-beam on there, you might be looking at the tire. You can save some money on it. If you want to crawl rocks with them, don't do that. These are not the guys. And I apply that to all of the Hyrax clones. They are lackluster at best. They are 76.3 in Junkview scoring, which is, you know, what did we say about 7s out of 10? There you go. So we might not have known, or maybe we knew, and now we know for sure, because if you write it down, it's science. So thanks for dropping by the canyon for a little bit of science. The Junkview of the, I can't remember what letters or consonants. They're not Enjoras. They're not compounded of any kind. They're some off-brand, no names. They look fine. If you're going to go fast, they're probably not bad. And they were super cheap. Cheapest set of tires I have bought. So 76.3 for $11, man. You know, cost-benefit analysis. What are you doing? What are you doing? Maybe it's all right. We thank you so much for joining us here in the canyon for this one, for this Junkview. Please do comment below any questions, comments, or concerns. Like, subscribe, consider channel membership, or picking yourself up a t-shirt or sweatshirt or something from the Cafe Press store. I make $2. Well, I reiterate, maybe I make $2. I haven't seen a dime. Been selling those things 3 months now. Haven't seen a penny. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. That is us. That is Baseline. That is I. That is the Canyon. We will catch you next time.